So it's time now. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Kyushu University Forum, KYUDAI Now, Singapore. Actually, this is the first time we have this forum in Singapore. So my name is Qian Kun, or my surname in Japanese pronunciation, pronounced as Sen. So the Japanese friends always call me Sen, and the Chinese people call me Qian, and English people call me Kun. So, but anyway, you can call me anything here. So I'm an associate professor at Kyushu University Institute for Asian and Oceania Studies, who is our institute is taking charge of this KYUDAI forum at several countries by now, like Thailand, Indonesia, Mongolia, Egypt, and this is our first tour in Singapore. So thank you very much for coming.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much for coming today in this busy weekday afternoon, Tuesday. There are two sessions. Today is KYUDAI Now, from 1:30 p.m. to 5:45. A symposium will serve as an opportunity to showcase and discuss ongoing research. Oh, sorry, this is your part. Sorry, I am too nervous. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone again. My name is Oshima Reiko, and I am a General Secretary of Kyushu University alumni in Singapore, which is called Shokunkai, and I graduated from 21st Century Program, which is now known as Kyouso Gakubu. And I came to Singapore right after graduation Kyushu University in 2013. I've been here in Singapore for almost 13 years. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so it's we have two sessions this afternoon. We have a symposium from 1:30 to 5:45 p.m. So in this symposium, we will have our professors from Kyushu University to showcase and discuss ongoing research activities now ongoing in Kyushu University. And we also have a coffee break in the middle of the afternoon session. So maybe after the third presentation, we can enjoy the coffee and the catering food. And from 6 to 8 p.m., we will have a simple buffet-style gathering for building interdisciplinary connections and strengthen our ties between Kyushu University and the friends in Singapore. So actually, the evening session will be in a different floor. So it's in the level 18. And the people who will join after the evening session, please go to the level 18 from I think 6 o'clock. And please. Okay.
Now, as the first part of the opening session, I would like to ask Professor Shimizu Shunji, the Vice President of Kyushu University, taking in charge of International Affairs, to deliver welcome remarks to all participants today. Please.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to KYUDAI Now. This is actually a happy surprise for me to be here, because I didn't know what this venue looked like before we really came here. But as you see, we can have a very beautiful view outside. I don't know the name of that hotel, but the three buildings with the boat on the top, we can see that. And this venue is really in the center of the busy business area. So, and also the atmosphere here is not, like a very strict feeling, but a very casual, something like this. So we are so much satisfied that this venue was introduced for us to have this symposium for the first place. And first of all, I'd like to express my sincere appreciation for His Majesty Mr. Hotta, the Deputy Chief of Mission, Embassy of Japan in Singapore, and also Professor Chiba, Chair of the School of Chemistry, Nanyang Technological University, to be here with us, giving us opening remarks later. And probably the Japanese audience can understand what the KYUDAI now means. But Singaporean may not know what is KYUDAI now. So the KYUDAI is actually an abbreviation of the Kyushu University in Japanese. So KYUDAI now means is that we, Kyushu University, would like to introduce what we are doing in Kyushu University in research. So today we have 7, 8 professors to talk about their recent research. For the people here. And unique thing is that usually this kind of seminar focuses on one topic, like energy or education or something like that. But this KYUDAI now, we have a topic of the multidisciplinary field. So we have different topics. And especially here in Singapore, we have a request. We have a request from our alumni people. What kind of topics the Singaporean may have interest in? So we selected the pharmacology and vaccine and ocean and hydrogen energy, and startups and the SDG and the international finance and something like that, so that you should enjoy some of the topics here. And as already introduced by the MC, that we started this KYUDAI now 2 years ago. The main reason is to build up and strengthen the ties with the alumni people of the Kyushu University, because we didn't have lots of activities with the alumni people who worked hard and who run a good business and something like that, around Asia. So we started it in Indonesia and Thailand, followed by Vietnam and the Egypt and Mongol and something like that. And this is the very first time that we have this in Singapore, because the alumni group was established last year, the end of last year. So that's why we really wanted to have this for the first time here in Singapore. And frankly speaking, the registration number is around 80, and including our staff, probably the people will reach to around 100. But I'm afraid that at this moment the people are not so many. But I hope, I suppose that the number will reach to maximum around we start the party in the evening. But anyway, please be relaxed, and enjoy the presentation coming soon. So thank you very much again.
Thank you very much, Professor Shimizu. It's today's distinct honor to welcome 2 esteemed guests who have graciously accepted our invitation despite their demanding schedules. First, allow me to introduce our first guest, His Excellency Mr. Hota Toru, the Deputy Chief of Mission and the Embassy of Japan in Singapore, who will share his opening remarks to KYUDAI Now Singapore. Mr. Hota, please.
Good afternoon. First of all, I do agree with Professor Shimizu in that this is a very good selection of the meeting place taking here. You have a very good view of the Marine Basin there, another iconic landmark, Singapore Flyer there. And on your right, perhaps you can see the financial district of Singapore, which is the very core of Singapore's quite vibrant economy. And on top of that, as the diplomat stationed here in Japan, here in Singapore representing Japan, the selection of Singapore as a venue of this year's KYUDAI now is quite timely and very timely, and give us some kind of promises for the future cooperation between Japan and Singapore. Because in my position, my major mission is to enhance the bilateral cooperation, collaboration, and friendship between two countries for the future. And in that regard, both Singapore and Japan are mature and advanced and free economies. And as a consequence, the two countries share a wide variety of emerging challenges as well as the chances. So, for example, from the perspective of the policymakers, the CX, green transformation, and digital transformation, aging society, and the wider use of artificial intelligence, all that kind of things both poses challenges and chances for our future bilateral cooperation. And in that regard, what is critical to that goal is not only the cooperation between the public sectors, not only the cooperation between economic sectors, but also the cooperation, more profound cooperation between the academic sectors of the two countries. And from that perspective, I think the topics that just mentioned by, also mentioned by Professor Shimizu, for today's presentations and discussions such as fintech, green energy, bioscience, pharmaceuticals, oceanography, all that kind of topics are perfectly chosen from our perspective as well. They exactly mirror the spectrum of research areas in which the Academia of Singapore and Japan can jointly contribute to the further enhancing the stability of international community as well as the well-being of the entire mankind. And in addition to that, I think as many Singaporeans may know, Japan is now famous for its diversity in terms of the tourist attractions. But I must also stress that Japan has abundance and academic diversity as well back in Japan. And Kyushu University is well known as the Center of Excellence of Japan, which has devoted itself to academic research that is built upon the economic, social, and historical advantages of Kyushu region. And hence, it has been contributing to bringing about a quite unique charm and vigor to Kyushu region. So I sincerely hope that in the very near future, all the Singaporean researchers and practitioners gathering here today can have chances to visit Kyushu University, so that you can turn your academic network between two countries into truly reciprocal one. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Potter, for your warm greetings. And talking about you, later this session, we will have a dinner upstairs, and you can see better view as well. Please enjoy it. And now, with great honor that I invite Prof. Chiba Shunsuke, the chair of School of Chemistry, Chemical Engineering, and Biotechnology, Nanyang Technological University, to deliver the opening remarks for the KYUDAI now in Singapore. Please.
So, let me read. I have cheated. Anyway, so Professor Shu, so Mr. Paul Potter, so Deputy Chief of Mission University of Japan, Singapore. So Professor Shu is the Vice President of Kyushu University. Distinguished guests, colleagues, and friends. Very good afternoon. So my name is Shunsuke Chiba. It is my great honor to represent Nanyang Technological University, Singapore, in short, NTU Singapore, at this esteemed forum. So I'd like to extend my deepest gratitude to the Kyushu Universities for hosting this important gathering, for warm hospitality extended to all of us. It is truly a privilege to be here among distinguished academics, industry leaders, and government representatives, all of whom share commitment to advanced education, research, and innovation. Let me introduce a little bit myself. I'm a Japanese scientist and chemist working in Singapore over these 18 years since 2007 as a faculty. I'm a little bit more detailed. I'm a synthetic organic chemist, and so majority of my research view is overlap with Professor Oshima. So I have treasure friendship with Professor Oshima, which is Kyushu University. So Professor Oshima will visit us at NTU on Thursday, and also Kyushu University delegate will visit us. So at present office at NTU tomorrow, probably afterwards. Yeah, so we welcome you guys to come over to Silkworm and also NTU. So this forum serves as a valuable platform for fostering intellectual exchange and strengthening partnership between universities. In era of rapid technology advancements and so complex global challenges, collaboration between institutes, researchers, and students have never been more crucial. So by coming together, we share knowledge, inspire innovations, and build meaningful relationships that contribute to scientific progress and social well-being. NTU Singapore deeply values our engagement with Japanese institutions, universities, and industry leaders. We recognize Kyushu University as a key partner in our efforts to advance research and education. Over the years, NTU collaborates with Japanese organizations and spanning diverse fields, so including sustainability, advanced materials, healthcare, strengthening relationship through joint initiatives and academic exchanges. At NTU, so we committed to global partnership that push the boundaries of knowledge and drive impactful solutions in our shared mission to address global challenges. Our collaboration with Japanese universities, research institutions, and industry partners have led to remarkable advancement in science and technologies. For example, so organizations such as JST and JSDS in Japan have played instrumental roles in facilitating research collaboration with us and funding opportunities and academic engagements across borders between Japan and Singapore especially. So NTU has also partnered with NIMS, National Institute for Material Sciences, on cutting-edge materials research, including nanotechnology and battery innovations, for more sustainable future. In AI and robotics, NTU has worked closely with institutions such as University of Tokyo and Weekend to develop intelligent systems that enhance human-machine interactions and support social needs, including elderly care and disaster response. Despite challenges in academic calendars between Japanese universities and Singaporean universities, student mobility and exchange program between NTU and Japanese partner institutions remain strong and resilient. NTU has active partnership with many Japanese universities, providing students with invaluable cross-cultural exchange experiences and fostering long-term academic and research collaborations. So beyond academia, NTU has also built strong relationships with Japanese industries, including Nippon Shokubai, Mitsubishi Chemicals, Panasonic, and Hitachi, and so on, engaging in joint research projects that drive technological innovation in biomedical materials, energy, smart cities, and autonomous mobilities. So these collaborations provide NTU's researcher, faculty, and students with opportunity to work on real-world challenges, translating research into practical, impactful solutions, aligned with United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. As we look ahead, so there is immense potential to further strengthen NTU-Kyushu University relationship and partnership. So both universities have strong expertise in sustainability, biomedical sciences, and digital transformations, providing solid foundation for deeper collaborations. So we can explore joint research centers, co-develop educational programs, and facilitate more student and faculty exchanges to enhance interdisciplinary learning and innovation together. Given Kyushu University and NTU's respective strengths in engineering and science, so So there are exciting opportunity to work together in healthcare technologies, personalized medicines, and solutions for aging populations. Yeah, for example, again, so in sustainable research, we can jointly address climate change challenges through collaborative projects in renewable energies, smart urban planning, and energy, environmental protections, and so on. By combining our expertise and resources, we can create high-impact solutions that benefit society both regionally and globally. In conclusions, so I'd like to once again express my sincere appreciation to Kyushu University for organizing this forum. Thank you very much. And to all the participants for their dedication to advancing academic cooperations. I'm confident that today's discussion will pave the way for new ideas, deeper collaboration, and lasting friendship between NTU and Kyushu University, as well as between Japan and Singapore. Thank you very much. I look forward to your engagement through the forum. Thank you.
Professor Chiba, thank you very much for your warm remarks. And just for short notice, we have our last version of the poster just at the table, registration table. So, and other materials to introduce our university over there. Please take it free, and there's latest information about this forum. Okay, and next I would like to move to the next part. Professor Kikuchi Kimio, my colleague from Kyushu University, Institute for Asian and Oceania Studies. She will give a brief presentation to introduce Kyushu University. All right. Okay, so please, Professor Kikuchi, please.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kimio Kikuchi. So today I'm going to introduce Kyushu University and our Institute for Asian and Oceanian Studies. So at first, Kyushu University is located, as you know, in Fukuoka on Kyushu Island. And Kyushu Fukuoka Prefecture is very famous for many places to visit and many delicious food, local food. And this is Fukuoka City, which is capital city of Fukuoka Prefecture, where our main campus, Ito campus, is located. And this city is 6th largest city in Japan, and this is close to Asian countries, so we consider it a gateway city to Asia. So we Japanese, we like very much Fukuoka City. Maybe some of you know that Fukuoka City has been a #1 for 5 years, where the place where Japanese people want to live and go to and work in. And Fukuoka City is also famous for the international visitors. So Fukuoka City has been #1 for the increased rate of foreign residents. So Fukuoka is just 6 hours from Singapore. So please come and visit our prefecture. So now I will introduce Kyushu University. So Kyushu University is one of the 10 designated national universities in Japan. That means the schools selected with strong research and education programs in Japan. And Kyushu University is one of the 7 first former empire universities and established in 1911. Our university is a comprehensive university with 12 undergraduate schools, 19 graduate schools, and the students are more than 18,800, and the faculty staffs are more than 2,000. So one of our characteristics of Kyushu University is a very big campus. So our campus is one of the largest in Japan, Japanese university. And especially the Ito campus, our main campus, is the biggest one in Japan. So it's equal to around 425 soccer field. So this is picture of Ito campus. As you can see, from here to there, all of our campus, and with a little forest and also pond. And so these are all campus. And even here, there is a place you cannot see in this picture. So the wide is 3 kilometers, and the long is 2.5 kilometers. So it's very huge. And this is a central library that located in Ito campus. This is one of the biggest, they have one of the biggest collections of the books in Japanese university. So other than Ito campus, we have 3 other campuses, like Hospital campus and the Ohashi campus for design schools, and the Chikushi campus for science and engineering schools. In 2022, we obtained more than 12 billion Japanese yen research funding for the 962 projects. So more than 12 billion is equal to around 84 million US dollars. And the papers of faculties has been cited more than 290,000 times. And we have 645 patent licenses in 2022. And yes, about the international students, we have many international students. It's fourth in the number of international students among 85 national public universities in Japan. It's equal to 40% of the students of our university. So it means 1 in 7 Kyushu University students is from overseas. And they come from 109 countries and regions to Kyushu University. And to facilitate these international students' application and also to have a collaboration with other countries, we have 10 overseas branch offices. We have 5 offices in Asia, like China, South Korea, and Taiwan, and Vietnam, and Indonesia. Also, we have agreement of student exchange all over the world, and we have in total 298 agreements, and more than half are from Asian countries. So we also have agreements in Singapore. As a university level, we have agreement with National University of Singapore and the Singapore Management University. And as a faculty level, we have an agreement with School of Accountancy of Singapore Management University and the College of Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences of Nanyang Technological University. So now I'd like to touch a little bit about the perspectives of Kyushu University, so-called Vision 2030. This is the vision that Kyushu University have recently established. Therefore, for the purpose of have a better social change, using this, bringing together these different disciplines. So the objective is to be a top research and education hub, and also to lead innovation. For that, Kyushu University focus on 8 main areas. So I just touched some of them, like education. So Kyushu University want to train students to become professionals capable of designing a new society and solving social issues. So for that, we really focus on incorporating problem solving and value creation education in all curricula. And we also introduce cross-disciplinary doctoral degree programs. And then we also have a strength the connection with industry and give a training for the students of entrepreneurships. As a research, we strengthen both basic and applied research. And for that, we boost research strategy and strengths cutting-edge research and discovery of new fields. We also back up early career researchers. And Kyushu University, we hope to contribute to people's well-being by collaborating with the society. So we work together with the society, across sectors, and implement research output in society. One of the examples is the next generation fuel cells, which were developed through industry and academic collaboration. So now I would like to show our department, our institute. This is Ito campus, and our building is around here. So our institute is, abbreviation is Q-AOS. And our, here are 3 points that we focus on in our institute. Hi. So first, interdisciplinary action. So in Kyushu University, there are many unique faculty members and researchers with very strong expertise. And then, so now to tackle with the problems in the society, it's really complicated. The challenges is really complicated. So the key is to have synergy among these expertise. So our mission is, we think our mission is to have, prepare the place where those expertise can exchange their ideas. So we provide a place where those people can exchange discussions and be inspired and to bring new ideas. And on-site and on-demand. We'll not only expand our network in Asia, but also we want to have a partner that we collaborate each other and think each other and solve the problem each other. So that is the that is a key point that we have to do now in Asia, Q-AOS. And the future SDGs. So the world is changing, and we always have social challenges which is arising every day. So always we have to move forward thinking of the SDGs and beyond so that we can solve global challenges which arise constantly. This is the organogram of our institute. So our institute is directly under the president of Kyushu University. And we have 3 departments of research promotion and overseas engagement and education planning. And what is important point here is the clusters. That these clusters, there are 4 clusters: nature, industry, and health society. These are the cluster. These are the research agreements that aggregation of the faculties. It depends on their expertise. And then these clusters, they have own purpose and to achieve SDGs. And they also have a small group module. So those modules can collaborate each other and to create new research and also create new education programs. So that is what we think the synergy of this Q-AOS. So in Q-AOS, we have we host several academic events. One of them is Brown Back Seminar, which is weekly seminar held in lunchtime. So in this seminar, faculty members can give their research, give lecture on their research or activities. And so this is open for everyone. So if you want, please join this this seminar. You can find this seminar in at 11:10 in Singapore time. More details are found in the homepage of our Q-AOS. Another academic event is Asia Week. So this is an annual event. It's a series of symposium or academic seminar or lectures related to Asia. So this year also we have on November 3rd to 8th. And this is also open for everyone. And many of them are online. So you can join even from Singapore. So you can find details around in October. And KYUDAI now, yes. So Professor Shimizu already explained what the purpose of this KYUDAI now. So this is the picture of Indonesia and Thailand and Mongolia. And we even had one in Egypt last year. So thank you very much. Today we have KYUDAI now Singapore. So thank you for coming today and enjoy the presentation, networking, and dinner reception. Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you very much for coming back. Let me start the first session of today's research symposium. This session was entitled Pharmacy, Bioresources, and Aquaculture. So three professors from Kyushu University will introduce their research and activities related to these three keywords. First, I'm glad to introduce Professor Oshima Takashi to give the first presentation titled Drug Discovery Empowered by GreenPharma Research and Digi-TOS. So please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Takashi Oshima, the professor of the Graduate School of Pharmaceutical Science. First, thank you very much for giving me this wonderful opportunity, and I'm very pleased to be here today and present our recent result to you. So today I'd like to share with you our recent drug discovery research empowered by GreenPharma research and AI-driven methodology using Digi-TOS platform. So GreenPharma and the Digi-TOS are the keyword for my talk today. So first, let me briefly introduce myself. I graduated from the University of Tokyo under supervision of this Professor Shibasaki. Then first I joined the pharmaceutical company. Then I moved to the US and I joined the Scripps Research Institute as a postdoc. Then after 2 years, I returned to the University of Tokyo, then moved to Osaka, and since 2010, I have been conducting my research at Kyushu University. I'm also love Fukuoka City very much, and also I like Kyushu University very much. So as shown here, my primary research field is organic chemistry, especially asymmetric catalysis, green chemistry, and medicinal chemistry, total synthesis, and Digi-TOS. But probably most of you are not familiar with organic chemistry, and probably you think that organic chemistry is very, very complicated. But actually, chemical experiments very similar to the cooking. So, as cooking requires good recipe to make the very delicious dishes, the chemistry also requires good recipe to make the desired material in a highly efficient way. So it's very similar. So to make good recipe, we have to adjust many factors such as type of materials, amount of materials, ratio of materials, then order of additions, mixing temperature, mixing type, and so on. So it's very similar. So now let's go back to the main topics today. So as you know, the drug discovery research takes a very long time, usually more than 10 years. And it required enormous cost. And also the success rate is very low. So to address these issues, drug repositioning that is applying already. Oh, sorry. Okay, already approved drugs to new diseases is attracting attention because safety profile of the approved drugs are already known. So we can significantly reduce the R&D time and the cost. So probably you still remember this story. The drug repositioning was considered for the development of the COVID-19 drugs. In fact, many types of approved drugs were evaluated, such as remdesivir, it's a drug for the Ebola virus diseases, and Atican, it's a drug for flu. And this is baricitinib, drug for the rheumatoid arthritis. It's difficult to pronounce. But very surprisingly, this remdesivir was approved very, very quickly. It was approved by FDA in May 2020. So it's very, very short time. So this clearly demonstrates the power of this drug repositioning strategy. In 1979, Professor Inoue of the Graduate School of Pharmaceutical Science proposed the eco-pharma concept. So eco-pharma concept involves screening vast amount of approved drug. Actually, now we have the big approved drug library and evaluating their pharmacological effect. And when I moved to the Kyushu University in 2010, he asked me to join this program. And we combined eco-pharma with green chemistry. So we expanded the eco-pharma concept to the GreenPharma concept. So green chemistry in GreenPharma aim to make both process research and discovery research green. So green chemistry in process research is probably it's easy to understand. So green chemistry is approach to chemical research and manufacturing that aim to minimize environmental impact by reducing waste, energy consumption, and hazardous substances. So there are 12 principles of the green chemistry and involving these terms. This one, avoid waste, maximize material use, and reduce energy use, and use renewable materials, and minimize unnecessary modification and use catalysts. So next, I'd like to explain our approach to the green chemistry in drug discovery research. In drug discovery research, we must synthesize a diverse derivative based on the structure of the lead compound, in this case, approved drug. But instead of synthesizing each derivative from the beginning, synthesizing of this derivative from the key compound at very late stage is much more desirable. Therefore, we are developing such late stage functionalization reaction. So I show you the typical example. Professor Inoue and Tsuda conducted eco-pharma research, and they discovered this antidepressant drug duloxetine has a P2X4 inhibitory activity. So this activity is promising drug discovery target for neuropathic pain. However, the duloxetine was optimized for this antidepressant drug, not for this activity. So to enhance this activity, we plan to synthesize the duloxetine derivative. First, we focus on the introduction of substituent in thiophenyl ring. But selective modification of thiophenyl ring is very, very difficult because this duloxetine has many reactive sites. But finally, by developing this palladium catalyzed CH functionalization reaction SIO, we achieved late stage functionalization of duloxetine. As a result, we synthesized a variety of derivatives, and very fortunately, we found more potent and selective compound. So this result also shows us the power of the GreenPharma research. Next, I show you another example. Recently, deuterated medicine is attracting attention very much because introduction of deuterium atom into the pharmaceutical can improve their pharmacokinetics without changing their function. Another important thing is we can have the compound patent in this case. So therefore, in fact, in 2017, deutetrabenazine was approved by the FDA as the world's first deuterium-containing medicine. So the development of highly efficient synthesis of deuterium-containing compounds is very, very important. So we focus on the use of carboxylic acid as a substrate because carboxyl group is a ubiquitous functional group found in many of the natural products and pharmaceuticals. However, for the deuteration, it's difficult to catalytically enolize this carboxylic acid in very unstable and dilute. It's very difficult due to the high pK value of this alpha proton. So to solve this problem, we finally developed a novel ternary catalyst system consistent of these three very cheap and common reagents. This catalytic system efficiently promotes the alpha deuteration of carboxylic acid to give this deuterated compound. So we can use a variety of carboxylic acid substrate having the various functionality. For example, steroid skeleton, oxazole, alkyl halide, and unprotected indole rings. And we can also use a variety of the pharmaceutical as a substrate. For example, felbinac, isoxapac, and indomethacin, ketoprofen, and loxaprofen. I like this drug very much. I usually use this one. So, moreover, the amino acid derivatives are also good substrate for this deuteration reaction. So, using this deuteration reaction, we synthesize this EP3 antagonist having 3 deuterium atoms. So, this deuterated analog was metabolically more stable in human microsomes. So this deuteration strategy is very useful for improving their pharmacokinetics. Another unique feature of this catalytic system is its very, very unique chemoselective nature. This system can promote the deuteration of alpha position of carboxylic acid very selectively in the presence of more acidic ester functionality. But such selectivity reversal is very difficult to achieve. But in this, using this system, we can selectively deuterate alpha position of carboxylic acid. So, in general, chemoselectivity depends on the inherent reactivity of functional group in the molecule. For example, in these cases, left-handed functionality inherently more reactive than right-handed functional group. Therefore, under normal reaction condition, this left-handed functional group was selectively reacted with the reagent to give this compound. However, if we need to synthesize this compound, we cannot directly synthesize this compound from this one. We need additional two-step protection and deprotection. So actually, we need 3 steps to synthesize this compound. But during our study, we recognize in the presence of appropriate catalyst, we called functional group targeted catalyst. Less reactive functional group can be selectively activated to give this desired compound in 1 step. So far, we already developed many types of the functional group targeted catalysts, such as gene catalyst, ion catalyst, kappa catalyst, lanthanum catalyst, and the rhodium catalyst. So we developed many kind of chemoselective reversal method. However, such development of such selectivity reversal method is quite challenging as compared with standard conventional selectivity improvement. Actually, it's not easy to achieve. We need enormous effort, time, and cost. Therefore, to realize more efficient reaction development, we are now using AI, artificial intelligence technology. In 2021, we launched this group research project named Digi-TOS, digitalization driven transformative organic synthesis, involving the 48 members. So this project is supported by MEX, and the budget size around 1.1 billion for 5 years. This project aimed to integrate organic synthesis and the information science for the rapid development of transformative research in synthetic organic chemistry. This slide shows you a research overview of this Digi-TOS platform. The key subject of this project is construction of our database. So database is very important in this kind of data science. So this database was optimized for the machine learning, and this database covered many reactions, and all data should be very highly reliable. Then, using this database, we are developing the many types of AI methods for the molecular structure design, synthetic path research, path search, and the reaction condition optimization, and development of automated synthesis system. So we aim to construct a total system from the molecular design to the material supply. But so actually, I want to show you many of these results, but today I focus on only this molecular structure design. This is an example of the AI-assisted drug discovery. This is collaborative project with biologist Professor Nishida, and the data scientist Professor Gritsoni and Miyao, and the organic chemist Professor Ojida, Kawanishi, Furutachi, and me. So Professor Nishida conducted the EcoFarm research, and he discovered this compound, Ibugirast, reduced the muscle atrophy caused by anti-cancer drug. So to improve this activity, we synthesized a variety of the Ibugirast derivatives. So fortunately, some derivatives show the higher activity than Ibugirast. But obtaining a new compound patent is very, very difficult. Because this EPGRAST derivative has the same core structure as the EPGRAST. So it's difficult to get a compound pattern. Then we consider the use of the scaffold hopping. So scaffold hopping can generate novel core structure while maintaining biological activity. So core structure is quite different. So in the beginning, we used standard virtual screening method for the scaffold hopping. Then we synthesized various compounds from this focus library. But actually, we couldn't find any hit compound. Then we turned our attention to the use of deep learning based structure generation. This slide summarizes our method. Okay. So molecular structure treated as molecular structure of the compound, okay, organic compound, are treated as small strings and are used to train a deep generative model. First, we perform the pre-training using Campbell database as a general molecular knowledge. So this model runs the smart loop and the molecular structure. Then we perform the fine-tuning using the structure of active compound, around 20 active compounds. At the time, we have the 20 of the active compound. So this model runs the tendency of the active compound to improve predictive ability. Then this model generates the focus compound library with over 20,000. But actually, we cannot synthesize all of them. So we use clustering method to divide these compounds into the 10 groups. Then, based on the several criteria, we determine the property of the priority of the compound to be synthesized. Then we construct the chemical library, and very fortunately, so far we found 13 hit compounds. So now totally we have 33 hit compounds. So now we are doing fine tuning again using this 33 active structure of these 33 active compounds to further improve this predictive ability. So I'm sorry, I cannot show you any structure of the compound due to the patent issue. I'm sorry. Okay. So today I show you this result of this research, but we are also doing the drug discovery research using middle molecular peptide, having this sterically highly congested unnatural amino acid. So only we can synthesize this kind of rather funny amino acid. By introducing this bulky amino acid, it can stabilize alpha helicity and increase the sorry. なんだっけ膜透過性とか、はい、ということです。So, but today I don't have enough time, so maybe next time, if I have chance, I show you the result of this research. So finally, I like to thank this funding, and also I like to thank all our group members to conduct our research. Okay, that's all. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Sensei. So any simple question? Time is a little pushing, but I would like to have maybe one or two simple questions if you have. Okay.
So how can you validate? How can you prove the validity of the data? But you collect a bunch of data from different scientists.
Yes.
Then you dump into so machine learning, right? So validity of the data from different scientists.
Yes.
It's always an issue.
So in general, for example, okay, in that point, we already recommend to use the flow reaction rather than the batch reaction. But most of the people in my group is studying the batch reaction. But in that case, but still, it's possible to improve the reproducibility of the reaction. For example, we don't use the word room temperature or the overnight, and also we always ask to repeat the reaction at least 2 in all cases. Also, we are doing, how to say, 統計的手法.
To what extent, so you standardize the data? I mean, so you unify the static, for example, you unify the temperature, you unify the size of the flask. So because,
Yes.
so such data get unified, so a lot of research planning.
Yes, we have our own format for the database, and we have we should put all data such point. Okay.
So in your team, so you standardize.
Yes, but that is only for my team. But we want to expand this one, not only for our team, but for the others.
Okay, thank you. Because time a little pushing, so I'd like to end the session from Professor Oshima. Oshima Sensei, thank you very much. And actually, one of his student, PhD candidate, also can come today. So he prepared a poster presentation just in the corridor. So in the coffee break, maybe you can just hear about more information from this research team. Okay, so okay, so next I would like to introduce another professor from our university, Professor Kusakabe Takahiro. He is a professor and also the dean of the Faculty of Agriculture of Kyushu University. And he will give a presentation titled Silkworm Bioresources and Recombinant Vaccine Production. Please.
Thank you, Kun-sensei. First of all, I'd like to express my special thanks to the organized committee of this meeting. Today, I would like to talk about the recombinant protein production, especially for the vaccine production by using the silkworm. And let me brief introduction of me. I graduate Kyushu University and go to the master course, and then I got a position, researcher position in the private company, Meiji Milk Institute. At this institute, I try to make the recombinant human lipids, that is the milk additives, using the filamentous fungi. In Japanese, kojikari. But at that time, this system is very inefficient, so I proposed to use the silkworm to make the recombinant protein to the company. But at that time, my proposal is not accepted. And then I returned to the Kyushu and have a postdoctoral training on the Harvard Medical School under the supervisor of the Professor Charles Richardson. He has the big patent. Maybe you know the Q-AOS and some Q-AOS. He got very big money, but at that time I interested in the basic research rather than the applied science. And then I returned to Kyushu University, and I got several big government funding, and some of that is for the applied science. So now the research in half of my research in my laboratory is the applied science to make the good recombinant protein. I use the silkworm. This is the life cycle of the silkworm. From the egg, first instar larvae hatched and become the fifth instar larvae within 25 days. During this period, the body weight increased 10,000 fold. and then they make the cocoon, and inside the cocoon they become the pupa, and 10 days after they become the adult. There is the ancestral strain of the silkworm that we call the Bombyx mandarina. Maybe several thousand years ago in China, people domesticate this mandarina to Bombyx mori. The silkworm is the only purely domesticated organism. So it means without human, they cannot alive in the wild field. The silkworm is the industrial insect to make the silk. So in Japan, several about 50 years ago, Japan earned half of foreign money by exporting the silk. So it means the silkworm is very special animal in Japan. So every year, Empress Masako raising the silkworm at the Imperial Palace. So in Kyushu University, we collect the silkworm mutant for 10 years, and now we maintain the 450 inbreed lines. That is not for silk industry, that is for the genetic research. So we have many mutant strains. For example, this is the sex mosaic mutant. This is female, and this is male. And this mutant shows that kind of the sex mosaic. Half is female and half is male. So we have such a genetic mutation in the our collection. So using that silkworm, we try to make the recombinant protein. To make the recombinant protein in using the silkworm, there is two methods. One is the using the genetically modified silkworm. So it means insert some DNA into the silkworm chromosomes. And another method is use the recombinant baculovirus. Baculovirus causes the very toxic fetal disease in the silkworm. So for the cell culture farmer, this is very weird virus. But we use this virus to make recombinant protein, and we favor this method. When you hear the generating the recombinant virus, maybe you imagine it's very difficult and complicated. But actually, almost all part of the construction process is done in the E. coli cell. So we just introduce several DNA into the E. coli and wait and sleep and until next morning. And next morning we select the good colony. So and then we take the bacumin DNA. It's called baculovirus genomic DNA, and transfect into the insect cell that generate recombinant virus autonomously. And using this culture media, we inject this media into the silkworm, and the silkworm, inside the silkworm, many injected virus amplificate, and then they try to make the recombinant protein. This is why we use the silkworm to make the recombinant protein. One is the within our Kyushu University, we found that there is some good strain for the making the recombinant protein, and also this system is very suitable for making the VLP, that is the vaccine candidate. And also the silkworm itself
is very easy to mass layering, and they can feed by the artificial feed and harmless to human and no risk to escape. So it's very suitable for the industrial production of the recombinant protein. And this is an example of the highly efficient strain for the recombinant protein. For example, this is the result of the making the some vaccine protein, and this is standard. There is almost no expression, but only 1 hour strain. They can make a bunch of the recombinant protein. And this is the making the VLP. VLP means the virus-like particle. So it's composed of only the protein. So it looks like the original virus, but inside the VLP there is no viral genome. So they cannot amplify. So it means it's very, very safe vaccine. And this system is the very suitable for the making the VLP. This image is the taken by the Electron microscopy. That is made by our Silkworm system. Also, we can use the genetically modified Silkworm, but usually we use the baculovirus expression system. So combined with the TZ Silkworm, so as the host Silkworm strain, we introduce some efficient modification enzyme, or by genome editing, we remove some host protein that interfere the purification process. And vaccine and disease, drug for the infectious disease is not attractive for the pharmaceutical company, and that's why many pharmaceutical company gave up to develop the new drug and vaccine. But in this pandemic, many company and government changed their thinking totally. And also we try to make the human vaccine. This is the 2 examples. This is the human cerebral cancer vaccine. This is the commercial one. And this is our vaccine. Our vaccine is much better than the commercial one. And also this is the norovirus vaccine. And the norovirus VLP, that is vaccine antigen, is very effective. When we immunize the mouse and take the serum, and this shows the neutral antibody activity. So this means our vaccine can induce the antibody that prohibit the amplification of the norovirus. And in this pandemic, we developed also the SARS-CoV vaccine. Before the pandemic, the coronavirus vaccine is not attractive to the pharmaceutical company, but porcine disease, the coronavirus is the one of the target disease. So before the pandemic, we already developed the porcine coronavirus vaccine. And then at the pandemic, we decided to make the human coronavirus vaccines. And within 3 months, we developed the prototype. And then released the new design, and about the 200 design is analyzed, and we found some method is very effective to produce the low-cost SARS-CoV-2 vaccine, and this vaccine also very effective inducing the neutralizing antibody. And after that, we produced many variants until the Omicron strain. And this is the variant production using the Silkworm system. In our system, all variants can be expressed at a good amount. And this S protein is also used for the antibody assay kit. This system is served by our startup company, KYUDAI company. And now we are developing the human vaccine, getting the big fund from the Japanese government. Now we are making the norovirus vaccine, and many professors in Kyushu University, Faculty of Agriculture, Faculty of the Pharmaceutics, and Faculty of Medicine, and University Hospital, they joined our project and now developing the norovirus vaccine. In next year, we will have the clinical phase 1 trial study. Okay. Following these results, we established our startup KYUDAI Corporation company, and this company now constructed GMP bulk drug manufacturing facility to conduct phase 1 study in the near our university Ito campus. Also, we are developing the several livestock vaccines. This is the swine fever vaccine animal experiment protocol that is collaborating with the veterinary drug companies Kyoto Beacon. Actually, there is the good live attenuated vaccine for the swine fever, but recently some new genotype of the swine virus is become resistant to the old vaccine. So they want to develop new vaccine, and actually our vaccine plan to use the booster vaccine. So first inoculate the live attenuated vaccine, and then use the second boost vaccine. For that, if they inject the commercial vaccine twice, and immune response is much lower than our KYUDAI vaccine booster experiment. So it means that our vaccine is very efficient. And also this is the porcine parvovirus vaccine, and this is collaborating with other companies, and our parvovirus ULP antigen can protect the pregnant pig from the infection and prevent abnormal birth. So the company said all the vaccine cannot prevent abnormal birth from the mother pig, but our vaccine is very effective to prevent. Until now, I told about the injectable vaccine, but injectable vaccine has the many problems. So it requires the labor, especially for human, they have to inject by the medical doctor, and also to maintain the vaccine and transport the vaccine, they put on the under the low temperature control, and also that kind of medical waste is generated. So now we are developing the oral vaccine. So we don't know the detailed mechanism of the action of the oral vaccine, but this oral vaccine is very effective, especially for the VLP antigen. This is the norovirus and sarcovirus and porcine parvovirus. That is very, very good for the vaccination. And this is the oral vaccine development in the livestock. Actually, the porcine sarcovirus 2 vaccine. We made the VLP antigen using the baculovirus and inject the Silkworm pupa and make that kind of powder and mix with the pig food and gave it by the oral inoculation. This is the result of the oral vaccine, and actually this red line is the commercially available injectable vaccine, and this 3 line is the feed our oral vaccine. And after feeding or injecting the commercial vaccine, we did the challenge of the PCV virus. So without vaccination, they start to become the diarrhea, and their body weight is not increased. But the injectable vaccine and our oral vaccine is the effective to protect the pig from this viral effect. So now we are from last October we start to sell this oral vaccine. Actually, the food additive in the Vietnam, and that is the collaborating with the trading company Sojitsu, and now we inject the commercial available vaccine to more than 1,000 pig and feed our vaccine. Feed our vaccine, oral vaccine, to the about 1,000 pigs. And maybe next month, end of March, we can get a result that is effective or not. Now we're trying to develop the oral vaccine for the livestock, but in the future we want to develop the oral vaccine for the human, especially for the child of the developing company. For example, I think the norovirus oral vaccine is maybe very effective, but in Japan, norovirus infection is not so serious. Many people got a very strong diarrhea few days, but they never die. But in a developing company, about 50,000 of the child is the die as the result of the norovirus infection. Our oral vaccine is the can be delivered to that kind of country and provide the vaccine to the child. And also the oral vaccine compared to the injectable vaccine, we need more antigen. So it means we need to layer more silkworm. So the silkworm vaccine needs the silkworm. It means it needs the mulberry leaf. It can absorb CO2. So many other methods to make the vaccine can requires the electricity or oil derivative supplies. So I think this system is the very friendly for the ecosystem. And this is the my kind of my hobby. Every summer I went to the mountain to find out the caterpillar fungus, in Chinese, in Japanese, tochukaso. And we collect many that kind of the fungi. And this fungi can be cultivated using the silkworm pupa. So now we making the many that kind of the fungi medicine, and 1 hour strain has the effective to reduce the body weight. So maybe then next year the company try to sell this medicine also. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your presentation, Professor Sakabe. And now we'd like to have a Q&A session. Do you have any questions to ask? Everything was all clear? Okay. Then thank you very much again. Okay, now we would like to move on to the third presentation with the title of Securing the Blue Economy, a Way Forward Through Agriculture. Dr. Chakraborty, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. Chakraborty. From Faculty of Agriculture. Basically, I'm an Indian, so what Sensei might have missed, instead of not only the students are internationalized, but staffs are also being internationalized in Kyushu University for at least in last decades. So there, if you go there, like Queen Sensei, me, and several other staff you can find in Kyushu University. So what people used to think specifically, I'm from India, and when I was a student, that time we used to think that if you go to Japan, there will be a language barrier, but that is reducing. So you are welcome to join back. And I'm happy to be here, at least to reconnect with all the alumni members, and also to see few faces, new faces, Singaporean people. Thank you for coming here. I joined in Kyushu University in 2020 as an assistant professor, and since then I'm working over there. So that will be my introduction. So today my talk will be about securing blue economy, a way forward through aquaculture. So I'll not be talking about the first part of the blue economy much, but I'll be talking about the applied part of blue economy, how we can realize through aquaculture. So basically, blue economy is any economical interventions or any economy which moves through the ocean related activities like shipping, fishing, whatever you can name it. Presently, it is a $1.5 trillion industry, and it is expected to grow to 4 trillion within 5 years, 2030, through innovation and for food security and environmental sustainability. Those are keywords in recent days, right? So we work with fish to realize the blue economic dream. Fish is part and parcel of our society, specifically for the Asian society, be for passing time with our kids or to pass tradition, mostly for food. So when we see food, these are few foods of Japan style fishes, Japanese food style, and this is what I could find for Singaporean style fish food. Some of you might know much more about that, but only after coming yesterday at 8 p.m. I could go to the local streets and find few pictures of Singaporean food. Of course, I can browse the internet, but that will not be a good one to find the traditional foods. Anyway, so we all love food because of many reasons, because of our tradition, but food is actually, we can consider fish as a superfood. Why? They contain lot of beneficial nutrients for us. Specifically, the recent society is focused on good quality fat, or most of us, we call it is a EPA, DHA. So if you consider the lower one, which are the major protein source for present generation, that's pork, chicken, beef, etc., they doesn't contain those good fat. On the other hand, most of the fishes contain this. On top of that, the fish, if you want to produce a fish, or any organism for food, they will emit some carbon dioxide while producing. Fish only produces 24 gram of carbon dioxide out for production of 1 gram of fish protein, while like beef, they produce a huge amount, like 238 grams. So there is a very big gap. So if we utilize fish, we can always go for carbon sustainability or more environmental friendly food development. The next thing, fishes are cheap in majority of Asiatic countries. Because of those advantages, the fish utilization or fish eating people has increased in recent decades, and the total consumption in last 50 or 70 years has gone by 4 times. Per capita consumption also increased because of their health benefits. But that is not enough. With the increase in human population and with the increase in consumption, there is a problem. A protein crisis based on food is coming. It's not only based on fish, but also for any other protein we are talking about. By 2030, we are expecting a protein crisis, which we can sustain or which we can overcome by doing some of the fisheries related activity. So my talk will be on that. And some estimates shows that if we can utilize the ocean more sustainably, we can grow more fishes for our own benefit and with a bigger profitability. Fish, some of you might know and might not know also, to produce 1 kilo of fish, you need maybe 1.1 kilo of feed. The cost of feed is much less compared to any other food rate organism. So to attain blue economic growth, if we go for rapid expansion of aquaculture, we can always get a better profit. To realize that, people are already working and they have moved from traditional aquaculture activity to mechanized, modernized activity like doing offshore farming or companies intervention like Mitsui and all. They are doing like large scale farming, totally offshore, automated farming system, or onshore recirculated farming system for carbon neutral. Because of that modernization, the aquaculture industry has grown much bigger in recent days, and it is now almost giving 50% of the feed supply for human consumption. But this is not yet sustainable. To attain sustainability in fisheries, in Kyushu University, there are 2 fisheries research laboratories established strategically, one on the left of Kyushu University, one on the right. So in the middle is Situ campus, what Professor showed earlier, and this is my center, Karasu Satellite. So I had this center, and where is the fisheries research laboratory? We also have at the right side where we can, if you visit there, you can see few sharks and many other organisms. Anyway, coming back, the fisheries module of Kyushu University works on various aspects with one common goal of sustainability. Like people are working with sea urchin, other shellfishes, seaweed for culture, grow them more efficiently, to produce more energy efficient aquaculture system, reutilization of energies, like Osakawa Sensei told just before, using biometer productions, or not through recombinant, but other methods also. Producing fish in more efficient way, reduce the fish death, diseases, etc. And also on social acceptability of fish and fish product. In this module, my group works on marine aquaculture or marine biology in broader term. And in last couple of years, in Karasu Center, we have developed a mackerel. Some of you who belong to Japan, Japanese people like to eat sashimi. Why I'm telling about sashimi all of a sudden, I'll tell you later. So we farmed a mackerel with regional cooperation between local governments, farmers, keeping in mind about the needs of those farmers to improve the local economy and thereby for national economy, and also to reduce the dependency on the natural resources. So this is how the babies of those mackerel looks like. We call them embryos, and we branded them as Karatsuki Saba. Saba is mackerel in Japanese, and this, if you love sashimi, when you want to eat saba or mackerel, you have to be very careful. Most of the wild caught one, they are infected with this nasty pathogen. It's called anisakis. They can perforate your intestine, and you need to hospitalize and take a break for a few days. But this saba, so far, we do not have any anisakis infection because of their rearing methodology. And with this saba, we can ensure a year-round good fat, that's EPA, DHA availability with a standard limit. So this is a safer version. Having those strains in hand, we went further and tried to develop better research environment for future with different pillars, like working on basic biology system of reproduction. I'm a reproductive biologist, so I work on reproduction mostly, and develop new technologies for improving the productivity of Karatsuki Saba, and also develop new technologies like aquaculture production system, interdisciplinary research, to utilize mackerel as a model for marine aquaculture and realize the utilization of 100 times more production of marine fish from the ocean. So here are a few examples of our research. Most of them are collaborative, and some of the professors are also here with whom we are doing collaboration. For example, we are trying to automate the aquaculture industry for mackerel to cater the need of aging society, as well as to reduce the cost of both energy as well as for the labor cost. We are doing real-time monitoring system development using AI tools and also making a live monitoring system to check their health, feeding, thereby to optimize the feeding, reduce the waste, identify any causes of mortality, most importantly, implement good ethics for fish farming. Any animal which is reared need to pass through an ethical committee. So we are trying to develop that also. We are also working in collaboration with Professor Kusakabe. Some of them are in with Kusakabe Sensei, like for controlling the reproduction, so that we can produce seed as per the need. So if a farmers need seed in December, we can provide them in that time. If they need in July, we can provide them in that time. So whenever we need them. How we do that? We control the reproduction of the fish when we want the fish to produce the babies. That we control. And we try to produce year-round, but so far we have not reached year-round, but we have already reached significantly. Next, to reduce the carbon or obtain carbon sustainability, or to reduce the cost of feed. For fish, it is very important to know that fish are always, for aquaculture industry, they feed with fish-based products. Basically, fish meal, which are cheap fish. When we catch them from the nature, we mince them, dry them, and add as a protein source for the fish to grow. That is a common practice. But because of all this global warming, climate change, those are reducing. We cannot catch a lot of fish at this moment. The cost of fish production has increased significantly. Rather, secondarily, we also can utilize those underutilized fishes which were previously used for fish meal for our salmon, like this anchovies. If you go to any European country, in any plate you get anchovy pastas, anchovy in oil, sardines in oil, but those things we can utilize for ourselves. That is a major source of fish meal at this moment. So what we are doing, we are trying to utilize the agriculture byproduct or wastage of agriculture as a source of protein to replace the fish meal based protein for our work. And this is also in collaboration with Silkworm group, what Kusakabe Sensei is heading at this moment. And trying to develop a low cost fish feed for aquaculture industry for more environmental sustainability. Next thing, we are preparing ourselves for the future also. What I mean that, imagine the wild boar or the rooster took a lot of time for domestication and getting this shape of today what we need. But fish doesn't have that much time at this moment. So what we are doing, we are intervening with genome editing technologies like for targeted gene modification, not recombination, but any deletion or small insertion without putting any other foreign gene into the body, and obtain what has been obtained after many generations in few generations with cost-effective methodologies. Our group already has developed a genome edited product to reduce the cannibalism of mackerel. That is a very big problem for mackerel juvenile. 90% of the fish die because of the cannibalism. Now we are trying to commercialize them, not yet done, in the process. That's not the issue. One more issue is coming. If we develop a lot of strains, there is a chance of outflow of strain, like intellectual property right problems. To control that, we are also trying to develop few fishes or few strains where we can control their productivity, like whether they can produce the babies or not. How we're doing? We are trying to remove the gonad or minimize the gonad in their system, and artificially we can regrow the gonad in them after addition, putting some hormone injection or some drug injection, artificially restoring their fertility. Doing that, we can control the intellectual property outflow, like which you can see for the tomatoes or any other plant seed at this moment. You need to go to the cellar every time to produce that or grow those food. Also, we can control the genetic pollution. Next thing, we are trying to establish a technology where we can utilize the stem cell for production of fish. So we use a particular group of cells which is found in gonad to produce a gamete, and we can preserve those cells, not individuals, for future purposes for any other calamity. And we have already patented these technologies, and we are trying to apply this for a few other fishes. So this is similar to surrogacy in human, but instead of surrogacy, we are utilizing fish. Instead of human, we are utilizing fish, and we are also combining stem cell in that purpose. So our aim for fisheries module is not only to do all this work, but to combine our work with other faculty for cater the climate change related issues, also to make a sustainable system in collaboration with any other aquaculture system, as well as try to cope up with the new society of digital transformation, intellectual property strategy, regulation, all those things, and to develop a sustainable aquafood industry and blue economic security for the future society. That's all. So these are my collaborators. This is my app. Thank you, everyone. I'm happy to attend.
Okay, so any questions to this presentation? Maybe simple question is also welcome. Okay. Okay. Please.
Okay, I'm from Sagan Prefecture, and then
Good to know.
where can we buy the saba fish in Karatsu or is it in?
So that's, I told you that to boost the local economy, in collaboration with Karasu City, we started developing that. If you go back to your hometown, next time you can visit any restaurant in Karasu City or Fukuoka region. You can find that with that restaurant has a logo of Q Saba, you can eat that saba. However, we also try to bring some fish to Singapore before COVID, but after COVID, not yet done anything. We have started here. So you can eat the saba in Singapore also in recent future.
Great, thank you.
Can I have one question? So
Sure.
I'm from Karasu City, so I have a question. So,
Good to see you both.
Yeah. How was the taste of the Q-AOS?
It's little bit fattier, so if you eat raw, it's more softer and foamy. So for Japanese palate, when we tested with professional testing people, they couldn't see the difference.
Okay. Next time, when I go back to my hometown, yes, I can
Please,
thank you so much. Yes, thank you.
Are there any plans to go beyond Sabah?
Nice question. Definitely. So we are working with some other fishes, mostly commercial fishes, like we are collaborating with companies for KYUDAI and all to utilize the same technologies, specifically for the genome editing or stem cell banking, stem cell based aquaculture system, as well as reutilization of agricultural wastes.
It's okay? Alright. Okay. Any question?
Did I answer your question?
Okay, so actually, as a consumer, I saw several times in Fukuoka with a poster and vertical flag, Nobori of Q-Saba. So if you go to Japan, maybe to around Fukuoka, you can find this kind of products. Okay, so it's time a little pushing, but I'd like to start our coffee break. Again, please don't drink the coffee in this room, but just in the corridor. And we prepared two posters just around the coffee corner. One is from the student, Professor Oshima, from the field of chemistry. And another is from our Kyushu University OIT. And actually, Professor Furuhashi, the last presenter, will can introduce the collaboration between university and the industry, and also the entrepreneurship system in our Kyushu University. So if you have interest, please also see the posters. And we will resume our next section, I think half hours later, that is 5 minutes past 4 o'clock. So yeah, just enjoy the snacks and coffee. See you later.
Session of today's symposium. The second session is entitled Energy, FinTech, and Business. First, we would like to invite Professor Matsuda Junko give the speech in Situ, studies on hydrogen-related materials using transmission electron microscopy.
Thank you for the introduction. My name is Junko Matsuda. I'd like to thank you, Sensei, and everyone for giving me this opportunity today. I mainly use electron microscopy to analyze the microstructure of energy-related materials. In particular, for the past 10 years or more, I have been analyzing the structure of hydrogen-related materials such as hydrogen storage, fuel cells, and water electrolysis cells. Hydrogen is a secondary energy source. It can be produced from renewable energy sources and can be converted to electricity without emitting carbon dioxide. Hydrogen can also be stored and transported, so it is attracting particular attention as an energy media to realize a carbon neutral society. Hydrogen energy society shown in this slide is variable since it can make effective use of renewable energy, which tends to be unstable in terms of supply. Today, I'd like to talk about the structure analysis of the materials used in fuel cells and water electrolysis, which are necessary for the realization of a hydrogen energy society. You know, fuel cells are devices that convert chemical reaction energy from hydrogen and oxygen into electrical energy, and water electrolysis is a process that produces hydrogen by electrolyzing water. There are various types of fuel cells and water electrolysis cells, but today's talk will focus on the polymer electrolyte cells and PEFC and the water electrolysis cell PEMWE, which use a polymer membrane as the electrolyte, and the solid oxide fuel cell SOEC and the water vapor electrolysis cell SOEC, which use an ionic conductor oxide as the electrolyte. Electrochemical reaction in fuel cells and water electrolysis cells, which involves mass transfer of gas molecular, ion, electron, and so on, which result in microstructure changes of the cells. In order to develop high performance, high durability fuel cell and water electrolysis materials, it is necessary to carry out a wide range of evaluations, including electrochemical evaluation and multi-scale structure analysis. Our group is conducting structure analysis of these fuel cells and water electrolysis materials using various electron microscope related devices. Focused ion beam FIB, scanning electron microscope SEM, high resolution scanning transmission electron microscope STEM, and environmental transmission electron microscope ETEM. By utilizing the features of these devices, we are able to perform multi-scale observation and analysis from the entire cell to atomic level analysis of local regions. For instance, using FIB SEM, we observe cross-sections of polymer electrolyte type cells, electrocatalyst layer, gas diffusion layer. By doing so, we can perform quantitative evaluation of the pore sizes and distribution, which have affected the diffusivity of gas and water involved in electrochemical reactions. We also observe cross-sections of solid oxide type cells by means of FIB-SEM and reconstruct 3D structures of the electrodes. We evaluate sizes and distribution of pores and metal catalysts in the electrodes before and after electrochemical reaction to elucidate the relationship between microstructures and electrochemical properties. In high-resolution STEM, we are analyzing not only distribution of catalysts, pores, and ionomer in the electrode layer of PEFC, but also the atomic nanolevel structure and chemical composition of PEH electrocatalysts. These particle sizes and elemental distribution directly affect the catalytic activity of PEFC. Furthermore, regarding SOFC and SEC, we investigate reaction and diffusion at the interface between electrolyte and at the surface of metal catalysts by means of high-resolution STEM. In the environmental ETEM, we mainly observe the changes in microstructure and electronic state of SOFC and SOEC electrode materials while increasing temperature in a gas atmosphere. In a transmission electron microscope, samples are usually observed in an ultra-high vacuum. In contrast, for the purpose of in situ observations in a gas atmosphere, we use a method of introducing gas directly into the main body of the TM. This ETEM enables us to observe samples while heating and applying voltage. It is an effective tool for analyzing the structure and state of metal catalysts, which work in high temperature gas atmospheres, not just fuel cells and water electrolysis. SOFC and SOEC have the characteristic high energy conversion efficiency because they operate at high temperatures of 600 degrees C or more. But because of operating at high temperatures, there are problems in terms of durability, such as element diffusion between components, solid phase reactions, and the agglomeration of metal catalysts. In order to improve the electrochemical properties and durability of SOFC, SOEC materials, it is important to elucidate degradation mechanisms and to optimize the materials. We have conducted in situ TM studies focusing to elucidate the difference in oxidation and reduction behavior of fuel electrode materials. In the left movie, a SOC fuel electrode material made of nickel and zirconia oxide was heated in an oxygen atmosphere from around 500 degrees C. The oxidation of the nickel surface begins, and the growth of nickel oxide towards the outside of the original particle can be observed. In this case, the inner nickel atoms move to the outside and pores are formed within the original nickel particles. In the case of this reduction light movie, the reaction begins at the grain boundaries of nickel oxide, and nickel oxide zirconia between 300 degrees C and 400 degrees C, and the formation of pores is observed. If the temperature is increased further, the smaller pores become together with larger pores and disappear. And above 700 degrees C, a phenomenon similar to sintering occurs, causing the polar structure of particles to change into the dense structure. These movies show the oxidation and reduction of nickel involves expansion and contraction of volume, so nickel particles will agglomerate if oxidation and reduction are repeated. ITEM can also measure the atomic bonding state and electronic state using electron energy low spectroscopy (ELS), in addition to observe structural changes in the high temperature gas atmosphere. ELS is a method to obtain spectra by measuring lost energy of electrons which have passed through the sample and interacted with it. In the case of nickel, ratio of the integrated intensities of nickel L3 and nickel L2 at around 850 electron volt can be used to determine whether the sample is a metal or an oxide. We use this to calculate the ratio of nickel metal to nickel oxide of the sample, evaluated the oxidation and reduction rates of nickel. These are examples of ELS spectral measurement while scanning the electron beam in the nano to sub-nano step along this red line by introducing oxygen into the ETEM and heating the SOFC fuel electrode material, nickel GTC. At 500 degrees C, the nickel is not completely oxidized, so the integral intensity ratio of nickel L3 to nickel L2 is between 1 and 2, but at 800 degrees C, it is almost completely oxidized, and the integral intensity ratio of L3 to L2 is almost 2. We performed yield measurement on two types of SFC ferroelectrodes with different oxides, nickel GDC and nickel YSC. The graph on the left plots the intensity ratio of nickel L3 to L2 near the center of the nickel particles against temperature, with the red line representing nickel GDC and the blue line representing nickel YFSC. From this graph, we can see that the nickel in nickel YSZ is oxidized gradually from around 400 degrees C, but the nickel in nickel GDC remains almost unchanged until 600 degrees C, and then oxidized rapidly from 600 degrees C. The graph on the right plots the intensity ratio of nickel L3 to L2 near the interface between nickel and the oxide. This graph suggests us that both the nickel in nickel YSZ and nickel in nickel GDC are oxidized from around 600 degrees C. The reason for the slow oxidation rate of nickel at the nickel oxide interface is thought to be due to the oxygen storage capacity of the oxide, and the reason for the slow oxidation rate of nickel in nickel GDC is considered to be that GDC has a greater oxygen storage capacity than YSZ. Next, we will introduce an example of in situ TM observation at the crystal lattice level. Nickel is used as a catalyst for reforming hydrocarbon gases, such as methane, to produce pure hydrogen, which is used as fuel in SOFCs. A nickel catalyst supported on a composite oxide of magnesium oxide and alumina has been developed as a catalyst for such reforming. This catalyst shows a methane conversion rate equivalent to that of commercially available ruthenium catalysts and has superior heat resistance to the ruthenium catalyst. As shown in this STEM-EDS image, nickel catalyst with a diameter of 10 to 20 nanometer distributed mostly around magnesium oxide. Generally, in the case of methane reforming, carbon deposition at the surface of nickel occurs and results in degradation of catalytic activity. This is where we introduced methane gas into the ETEM and heated the sample to 300 degrees C and then maintained the temperature. This is a nickel catalyst particle, and you can see the magnesium oxide support behind it. After maintaining the temperature at 300 degrees C for about 3 minutes, the crystal structure began to change from the lower right of the nickel particle, and when the temperature was raised to 300 degrees C, the structure of the entire nickel particle changed when it reached 320 degrees C. This slide shows TM images taken at each temperature, as well as fast Fourier transform images showing the information of crystal structure. From room temperature to 250 degrees C, the crystal structure of nickel is face-centered cubic, and it can be seen that the lower right plane in the 111 lattice plane. When the temperature reaches 300 degrees C, the crystal structure does not change, but after 3 minutes, the regularity of the 111 plane changes and in the FFT image, spots corresponding to a double period can be seen between the 111 plane spots. This indicates a crystal structure changed to hexagonal close-packed HCP structure. It was also found that at 320 degrees C, the structure of entire particle changed from FCC to HCP structure. After that, carbon deposition started at the surface of the nickel. When the FFT images were analyzed in detail, it was found that the cross-packed 111 plane of the face-centered cubic structure had changed from ABC, ABC to AB, 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 indicating a hexagonal crystal structure. Furthermore, it was also found that the distance between the close-packed planes had increased slightly. The changes in the spacing between the crystal lattice planes of nickel when heated in a methane atmosphere are summarized in the table. When the crystal structure changed from FCC to HCP, the spacing of crystal planes increased by 5.4%. Consequently, it is found that the carbon produced by the thermal decomposition of methane dissolved into the nickel particle, causing the spacing of the planes to increase. This results in the crystal structure transformation. And then carbon deposition begins at the surface of the nickel. A summary of today's talk is as follows. Multi-scale, multi-dimensional structure analysis is required in conjunction with electrochemical measurements to improve the performance and durability of fuel cell and water electrolysis materials. Especially in this context, high temperature gas atmosphere in situ observation has been applied to SOFC and SOEC to elucidate mechanism of oxidation and reduction behavior of fuel electrode materials. The near future will be also focused on in situ observation with applied voltage and 3D structure analysis using stem tomography. Thank you for your attention.
Professor Masuda, thank you very much for your presentation. So, any questions from the floor here? Okay, I think it's quite fundamental but very important research. Okay. All right. So, if you have any question, maybe you can ask directly to Professor Masuda in the dinner or anytime in this venue. Okay, thank you very much, and okay, next I would like to introduce Professor Sakurai Koichi. Professor Sakurai is a professor in the Department of Informatics, Faculty of Information Science and Electrical Engineering at Kyushu University. And today, he will give a talk entitled Power of Metaverse, NFT, and Blockchain Towards Smart City. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So I add some keyword into the original title, the poster schedule. Yeah, two keywords are digital twins and smart nation. Digital twins, that's quite hot. But the original is from around 1960. The NASA project, Apollo project, around 1960. they developed the simulation rockets, digitalized virtual space. It's the origin of the digital twins. So 1960s, the smart nation, the slogan, the Singapore. It's also origin from the 1963, the Singapore independence from Malaysia, right? Eventually, I was born in the 1963.
It's 1965.
This side, oh,
65.
it's not
I mean, the independence.
independence. Thank you. 2 years later. So I surveyed the recent activity at Kyushu University for this talk. This is Department of Architecture, Kyushu University, digital twins. Most of the Kyushu University's people don't know, but Singaporeans don't know. Our campus are moved from the east to the west. So they keep the old campus at this rise. That is their project. It's a long project of more than 10 years. Great. Now it's completed because we did campus move. So it's almost no building, but they keep the digitalized data. I showed some. Normally there is a copyright issue in the digital data, but it's okay. Sorry. I skip. I may skip the. You try to grip this image later. It's 3D. This is a 2D. Also, the Singapore is not university, but Singapore keeps empower the small nation, the Singapore itself. The government project is a research foundation. NRF and IBA together. Maybe we are now around here. Also, this is 3D. And Fukuoka, not Fukuoka City, but Fukuoka Prefecture, the couple here. They keep this kind of theater digitalized. So mostly the digital tree in Japan that keep the culture or architecture historically. And one more, my hometown, the Miyano City. Maybe some of you know no play. This is quite strange, not the professional people, just ordinary people. This is my friend, the part-time volunteer work, so long, already 300 years ago. Shingai, very famous local. But due to the lack of the younger generation, it's difficult to keep this kind of historical material. So they change to the physical people to the virtual. It's a digital project. Also, this is another terminology change from the digital twin to the Metaverse. So Kyushu University, this project is keep the biological specimen. Some professor come from today. So many, how many? 1,400 items published, 3D. It's also 3D. Also, Singapore Metaverse out of more business now. There's a bank, OCBC, it's the Metaverse. So the virtual banking experiment without physical visiting. like this. Now change to the topics to the NFT. NFT later I explain, but no fungible token, some technical. Again, it's a Kyushu University project. It's a student group, blockchain, starts crowdfunding. Excuse me, this is Japanese model, but it's easy to see the figure. Also, this is related to the previous kind of item. But they make the business. The university with using the blockchain. But buyer crowding and the blockchain gives the contents, it's NFT. Join on the community. So it is it's a project. Kyushu University inspect the collection into the digital assets to operate the business. So short explanation: the fungible token or non-fungible token. You know the Bitcoin, digital currency. It belongs to the kind of the fungible token. It's easy to exchange or trade something. So the original is real gold is fungible, and also Bitcoin is some more digitalized model of the gold. Whereas non-fungible cannot. So landing is unique. Also the art, antique, the original painter puts the mark, that copy. Some China bone, signature of the original intent. It's kind of the non-fungible. Now the combination that it's the twins. And the NFTs are very popular for the business. With Nike, the shoes, also dress. Of course, they digitalize their shoes, also plus the tag with the NFT, selling the internet. So good combination with the so NFT is a core technology, some with cryptography for the enhancing the different things. Another topics are in Fukuoka, Fukuoka City. The blockchain of Fukuoka. Fukuoka very active to promote. So the blockchain alliance they established a few years ago. I'm very surprised this time there are so many companies, including, for example, this article round is some startup venture from the MIT. It's quite academic people start here. The CTO is Shiro Mikari is actually our owner. It's a lot. Not only the local company, but also Japanese company or foreign company. Still could be the including the they active. And in the Fukuoka city quite active in this promotion. So Singapore also the good business, get money, NFT trading cards. So quite huge money they collect with the cryptocurrency or with NFT. I don't know this one, but it is a famous dark zodiac younger people design. This is the kind of NFT. So that's the point. The NFTs are good money. Also now the Japan to the Singapore, Japanese sake world NFT. So develop a new NFT marketplace. For example, this one is expensive so-so. Japanese yen 7,000. So now the Singapore does 700. The one bottle, it's twice more. So not physical, but the NFT is digital, just a tap. So you may the sake ticket as an NFT can be passed to the other person, or you may save the other person premium. So this is a quite good advantage of the NFT. Normally, you don't keep the physical sake, only NFT. Of course, not only sake, the wine or all material, food, etc. We apply this kind of technology. The next, now I had a Japanese sake is so popular in Singapore. Also, the Singapore's blockchain, I checked the website, now the call for engineer or researchers, 340 jobs, a lot. So one is small, Web3 blockchain researcher. So the second one is a market association technologist. And a senior financial risk manager with crypto and blockchain. So they assume some advanced background of the blockchain, cryptography, computer science. One position is NTU. It is a Sophie. Good job. This area. So that's why the academia service to the education course in the blockchain. NUS, SMU, NTU, CBT. NUS is two course, advanced computing or executing the fintech blockchain. Also short course, elementary. So SMEs published a certificate, the blockchain developer, it's 5 days. The advanced course, about 5,000 more. So NTU is they set up the Center of the Computational Technology for Finance, CCTF, or they give the master course in the science and blockchain. I don't know if this is expensive or not, but programming tuition free is about the Singapore City is expensive, 2 years. Singapore PR people a bit more, but could be it's useful. Certificate, master class. It was a good job.
That's annual income program.
Annual
fee.
Excuse me?
This is the tuition fee for per year for
Yeah, no, I think 2 years.
3 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
3 years that's cheap.
Oh, really? Expensive, reasonable, average?
Very inexpensive.
Oh, really? Also the SUDT2, trade credit. Now the most Singapore university gives this kind of price. Of course, I think it's quite advanced with computer science, cryptography, mathematics. That's why the people are not so much. Good job. So Fukuoka, not Fukuoka city, but the Institute of Technology is quite active in this area. Some startup company. So there also some Web3 laboratory collaboration with Kyushu University Technology, Q++. But I think it's not so expensive. Also today's first session is carbon natural technology. So the application is second area, energy. So TOPS developed some original technique or the tool with tapirs. They applied this kind of technology to the originally the electric vehicle. Now move to this kind of technology to the environment energy, the management, etc. They applied. It's kind of the government or city support project. Now the topics with Kyushu University based company. Name is Team Ivo. It's a Fukuoka city. Former my colleague, Antoine, the French person. He was assistant professor in my department. They also combine with the AI, hot topics, AI, startup. Apply the blockchain. Also it relates to the energy, electric. And now the era of the AI with AI, DX. So digital twins, Metaverse, NFT, blockchain, all collaborated with AI with DX. Also DX AI quite active now in all over Japan, all over the world. Also Singapore, the AI Science Museum, you may know that. NFT with AI converts into dynamic data world art science museum. This is Nishitetsu, Kyushu area railroad company. The first Metaverse with AI, the customer service model, Bloom released. So they don't visit it, customer don't visit physical but digital, online, cyberspace. And the AI chat answer your question, and they show the room. So this is 3D. Now the AI is extending to the large language model, the ChatGPT. So they create NFT. Originally the NFT is human design and changed to the digital, but no more human involved. All AI involved. So this is my research topics. Not only AI, beyond the AI, the LLM, the ChatGPT power, the multi-agent system for automated crypto profile management. It's analyzing the top major cryptocurrency, including Bitcoin, and how we invest, what kind of when buy, by analyzing the 1 year analysis and which is the best strategy we choose. And the AI detects choose the best performance. So could be the AI makes the millionaire rich man. Still a research topics, very new recent paper. Of course, this is a multi-agent system, so not only single chat GPT, the multiple model together. And Fukuoka City is a quite international, the finance city like the Singapore, they plan. And this is a news from the 10 new company boosted by special dome. So, no wonder Singapore's origin venture. The CEO says Kyushu startup ecosystem are being formed by the university or the institute. So they are large seed of the deep tech. So the Singapore company invests a lot. Singapore venture capital invests a lot to the deep tech. They come to Japan. Also now the Taiwan quite active. It is a Asian company, like the so Fukuoka City planned the next international finance after the Hong Kong. So maybe we collaborate. We can collaborate Singapore Fukuoka. The great opportunity to collaborate digitally with fintech, the AI. We have direct flight every day. So last stage, that's my opinion. Mostly the digital twins or virtual space is like the simulate. The keep to the physical to the digital. However, with AI may design, produce the new material. So this time the Professor Oshima gives a talk. AI using discover the same station. So maybe the AI may design the new classic play with beyond the master, the army. Everything the AI could do beyond the human. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation, Professor Sakurai. Any questions from the floor? Anything for one group? ありがとうございました。Thank you very much. Okay, now we would like to invite Dr. Alexandra Kiriota, Dr. Kiriota Alexandra.
I'll try to make my presentation as interesting as possible, but what I want to talk today is the theme is measuring what matters, and measuring what means is quantifying it and making numbers for something. And as Professor Sakurai Sensei also said, that AI is making a lot of changes, and that's something that we're utilizing to quantify a lot of different things that has not been in numbers, has not been evaluated. And using these numbers, we can holistically, neutrally, look at technology or policies and decide which direction is the right way. So that's a thing that I'm going to talk about, and ESG, environmental social governance, is one of the main things that I'm going to talk about. So
please stand here.
Okay, sure.
I can take the record.
Brief introduction about myself. My name is Alexander Viltakili. I'm currently an associate professor at Kyushu University. I was born in the States, but I grew up in Japan, and I graduated from Kyushu University Bachelor. Coincidentally, I graduated from the same department as Leiko, who's in the MC today. And I went to Kyoto University for PhD, and after that I went to World Bank to work to solve the global challenges. But working at the World Bank was interesting, but couldn't feel the really power or impact that I'm making to the society. So after talking with Shunsuke Managi, who is the principal professor at Kyushu University, highly cited researcher in Japan and sustainable finance. After talking with him, I decided to come back to Japan and not just doing the research together with him, but also creating a company, which I will talk about it later. ISG is a company that we created, co-founded, and I'm serving as a chief researcher there. So at Kyushu University, I'm doing both research and practice. And research-wise, I'm a primary researcher of mainstream and fund ESG and corporate value. And I'm also a member of G20 task force called Task Force 20. And I'm still in a good relationship with the World Bank and also closely working together with the United Nations too. This really simple, easy figure, can anybody guess what this figure is showing? What is it? Dollar value. Yeah, but about what? Inch.
Money supply.
Close, yeah. Very close. It's GDP. So GDP became the main indices to evaluate economic performance from after Bretton Woods Conference in 1944. But that was for a lot of people know, that's for the war. But we have to question this. Is GDP really something that can measure economic prosperity or sustainable development? For example, let's say that there's going to be a bird strike to this window and window breaks. Bird dies. And I think that we work is in the insurance, so insurance company will cover the fee. And the window will be replaced. GDP will go up. A bird will die. So natural capital goes down. GDP goes up. This figure, left side, downside is the same. Overfishing in Japan, we can get more fishes, GDP goes up, but it will damage the ecosystem, natural capital goes down. Deforestation is the same. It will definitely lower the natural capital, but it could rise the GDP. Copper mining, not just in Chile, but in a lot of places, it would definitely rise the GDP a lot, but it disregards a lot of environmental impact and also social human rights impact too. So we can say that GDP disregards the environment and also human rights issues. And a country could, for example, deplete its entire natural capital and disregard human rights. But still, we can say that Japan has GDP number 1, but is that really happening? Maybe not. So this is something that a lot of economists has been saying. For example, Nobel Economic Prize winner Kenneth Arrow, Stiglitz, all of them are saying about misleading indicator GDP is, and we have to go beyond GDP. And Shunsuke Managi was working in Japan to spread this in Japanese municipalities and Japanese government, and also Chinese and other governments too. And since I joined the Kyushu University, I started to working on this inclusive wealth report, which we measure natural capital, nature, and human capital, human, and produce capital, things like this. Measuring this, we can measure the sustainable development of country and municipalities really neatly. So that was something that we did and we are continually doing right now. We're publishing a lot of papers, and also we were closely working with UN to publish the results and track the sustainability progress of countries. So this is the public side, but to really change the society, we need to change the private side. And private side, what we mean is supplier and consumer. If you create something and if you consume something, we. And thinking about these problems, suppliers and consumers both are kind of getting more aware of the environmental issues, social issues, human rights issues, and that's why sustainable funds asset under management rose to 3.5 trillion in 2024. And even after Trump 2.0, I can explain about this maybe during the dinner time, but things won't change that much because of a lot of reasons. And the size of the market for sustainable production is around 650 billion, projected to be 650 billion in 2032. So demand for ESG investment and demand for sustainable consumption is rising. And also there are more and more regulations for companies, which for companies people is just really a hassle, I think. For example, there's a lot of regulations about sustainability regulations, disclosure regulations. Let's just pick up one thing. Let's look at CSDDD, which is Corporate Social Due Diligence Directive, which was directed and which was issued in EU, European Union. So this, as it states, you have to conduct due diligence for all the product and supply chains to sell the products, to do the service in EU. Otherwise, you cannot do the service or you cannot do the provided products in EU. For certain companies, I mean, not for like really small companies. And this is not only about EU, even Singaporean company and Japanese company, if they sell certain amount of products or a certain amount of service in EU, then they have to apply, they'll be applied with this regulation too. So now companies are having like sustainable division, ESG division, and a lot of good people are going into that division, and this is the reason why, because it is really, really hard. And as a researcher myself, for example, big guideline, task force for climate-related financial disclosure, which demands companies to disclose how company will get affected by climate changes. TNFD is a nature version of TCFD. TISFD is an inequality and social version of TCFD. These all regulations, good thing is Japan is leading a lot. TCFD issuance Japan is number one around the globe. TNFD Japan is leading too. And what we have been looking into was how much effective the regulation disclosure of these kind of ESG, environmental social governance information is toward corporate enhancing corporate value. ROA, ROE, tokens Q, stock return, various aspects. And what we can conclude is that it's adequate and effective disclosure would lead to enhanced corporate value. It's kind of a little bit vague conclusion, but this is the reality. But again, there's academia perspective. When we look at the society, for example, GPIF, pension fund in Japan, which is one of the biggest investors, ESG investors around the world, they are using the ESG indicators listed here. For example, Refinitiv, which is subsidiaries of Reuters, MSC and Morgan Stanley's, S-Ray and Bloomberg. We are academia, so we can buy these data. It's really cheap. If you're a company, then it's super expensive. So we bought all the data. We bought all the usage data. And we looked into the components and like divergence among the scores. And I would like to look at the left figure first. This is a butterfly figure showing that there's a great item inconsistency among the main indices. So the common indices about ESG overall is only 0.5%. And when you look at the social aspect, it's 0%. So the consistency issue is a big thing. And also when you look at the scores, this is showing the correlation between different indices, but the scores which has correlation more than 0.5 is null. So it's a funny story, but GPIs is kind of doing risk divergence naturally without thinking. So this is a big problem, and we have been publishing this in the top journal, and also we have been publishing this as a policy brief through G20. But that was not enough. What we need in this era right now is mainly three things to comply with all the regulations and what is required for the sustainable society. So main thing, quantitative data disclosure is necessary to avoid being called the greenwash or ESG wash. First biggest point is supply chain visualization is really important. Visualize what kind of impact in which country, which part, which industry it has. And quantitative ESG analysis. Most of the existing ESG indices, it is Boolean, 0 or 1. It doesn't have numbers in it. Number of CO2 they mitigated, maybe that's the only number they have, or water consumption. But other numbers, they don't have it. It's 0 or 1. Whether they have a target or not, or those kind of things. So we need more quantitative ESG indicators to analyze it. And third point is comparison with conventional products. This is possible only if point 2 is achieved. So we need to compare whether this chair is better than the chair I have in my house in terms of life cycle assessment for the impact for the society and environment and governance and economic. So these are the all challenges that we are facing, and it is impossible to do this with the existing ESG indicators. So that's why we started a new company called ISG, which is a Kyushu University startup company supporting comprehensive corporate ESG analysis and assessment with AI technology and solid research track records. And what we can do as ISG is that we can track back the supply chain to visualize a wide range of ESG impacts. These are the board members. He's the reason why I came back to Fukuoka, Shunsuke Managi. He's been the lead author for IPCC, OECD representative, and Inclusive Wealth Report representative. He was connecting well with society and academia, but not in a private form. So he's my colleague from Kyoto University. He's my kohai from Kyoto University, and we all went to Mike Sensei's place. And we too are associate professor at Kyushu University full time. And Seki was working at the Accenture on ESG products, and we called him, and he called Accenture, and now he's the CEO and leading the company. So to spread this, we have accumulated all the global supply chain data, economic transaction data, and environment and social impact data. And we have partnered up with a consultancy company like PwC, and Deloitte, Sojitsu, and Fukuoka Financial Group. And we have been working with a lot of listed companies, including Kao, NEC, Honda, Nitto Denko, and various organizations right now in Japan. And in Singapore last year, we worked with ONE, the shipping company. You can see the big pink boat that you see in we worked with ONE too. So one of the hopes that I came here is that I want to spread more ISG work into Singapore. So hopefully after this presentation, everything is done at the dinner time. If anybody's willing to collaborate with me, that will be a very, very good thing that I can take it back to Japan. So hopefully we can talk more. And so this is the core analysis that we have, and this is another thing that we are working together with Deloitte under METI's project. So to analyze the circular economy, we have been creating the system and indices, how to track all the supply chain and its impact, and where the hotspot is happening, what the company needs to change the supply chain country or change the components of the certain technology and the scores of the certain technology. these things are really being accepted in Japan right now, but we need to go global, so we are now really putting a lot of efforts to go global. Next month I'm going to Taiwan to talk with a lot of semiconductors company. There's a lot of other things that we are also applying for patent pendings. I will introduce 2 of them today. Besides supply chain analysis, there's more things that we can do through utilizing AI. This is a paper that got accepted recently, last year actually. ESG tendencies from news investigated by AI-trained human intelligence. What we can do here is pretty interesting. I can say this is really interesting. So this LLM, we were awarded 350,000 worth of GCP from Google startup, and we use all of them to create this. There are millions of news stories every day in a lot of countries, English, Japanese, Chinese, in a lot of languages. We can fetch all the information, and with the real-time processing on the Google cloud platform, we can show, when you ask, like, for example, today in Congo's mining section, what is the biggest problem? It's a child labor, and compared to Chile, the percentage is 33% higher in Chile. Those kind of things are possible through this technology. Second thing, this is another interesting thing. A lot of companies right now is producing integrated report, sustainability report, TCFD report, a lot of reports. It's kind of hassle thing, and this is where consultancy companies making money too, but it's a lot of hassle. We are trying to make this more easier and effective, and really something that really contributes to enhance corporate value. And this paper is kind of underlying technology that enables that. What kind of thing we can do is, for example, what usual consultancy, big consultancy company do is, so if company A asks one big consulting company to look at their integrated report, and they say that we want to enhance this integrated report, I want you to look at other companies' integrated report too, and we want to enhance it. What they do is, first person, they will usually allocate like 3 or 2 people. First people read it, second people read it, and they're gonna make final decision. It's gonna take a long time. But with this, our AI model, we completely made it possible to do this solely relying on AI. So zero-shot learning AI model, that's something that we call it. And through this, we can analyze how much, through the, not just the number of the keyword, how many times it appears, it's not simple like that, but just like how humans think. How much company A is focusing on human rights, how much company B is focusing on community impact, safety, and health. We can visualize, analyze all of those things using the AI. And for example, we can create the ranking, which I'm now talking with Bloomberg, and we'll be talking with Spida about this day after tomorrow in Singapore. And we can also help actually understand your company's IR information. What is, how it looks like for people who are reading it. And we can also show that which parts are exactly kind of important for the readers and important as a component to stress that they're putting a lot of importance on certain topic. So, sorry, my time is running up. Yeah, and another interesting results that we had from the same AI model that we used was that, so this is looking at around 5,000 integrated report of the high ESG investors that we downloaded. And we looked at how companies are evaluating, stressing which components that they'll have more priority in their investments or activities. And this was the results. So over time, environmental scores such as air pollution and water resources have actually been declining, going down. Meanwhile, human scores such as working environment, human rights, and safety and health have increased. So this is a little different tendencies from like data science or GX that we are only focusing on CO2. We have to focus more holistically at 360 degrees, including not just CO2, but human rights, air pollution, nature. There's a lot of aspects that we need to care about. So it's really difficult to say that electrical vehicle is good for environment. Maybe not. And our analysis that was put on the Nikkei Ichimen was saying that it is not. Because lithium ion getting in Congo, it includes a lot of child labor and forced labor. So we need to look at a lot of indices holistically, and in the end decide that which supply chain we need to contract, balancing with the cost, of course, and decide the right way. And this is the same for the policy making too. So what we offer from ISG is this kind of radar chart work, map, and supply chain analysis and simulation and such. We offer more than this. So if you're interested in this, definitely please come talk to me during the lunch dinner time after this. And we are gonna keep continuing the research as a Managi lab at the country scale too, at the corporate scale too. And we try to develop a lot of patents and make Kyushu University like United States University, which has a lot of patents and patents revenue. Yep, sorry if my time passed a little bit, but that was all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Kiri. So any questions? Okay.
Hi. Regarding scope 3 for supply chain, there's a lot of challenge in being accurate. Do you have any solutions for this kind of measurement problem?
Thank you very much. Yeah, exactly. Scope 3 is a very difficult thing to measure, even for GHG, CO2. GHG and CO2 is getting a little bit better because even in like developing countries, when you go to the factory, some of them know the actual CO2 amount that they're emitting. But a lot of people don't know about it. And sometimes when you go to Malaysia's plant, what you get is an industry average number that the government discloses. So how we deal with this is like this. So there's a lot of supply chains and it's almost impossible. Even for CO2, getting scope 3 is difficult. But when it comes to air pollution, nature impact, social impact, getting scope 2, 3 is almost impossible. So what we do is making this possible by AI. So we use an country industry average value of each 3,000 indices. So these sector, for example, United States power processing sector, people might not know about the social impact, environmental impact, but we have the average value. And we use the average value for here. And I think at least for next decade, until a lot of companies, a lot of countries decide to measure everything in precise, this is the only way that we can measure it. Yeah. Thank you for the question.
Thank you. First, time is a little pushing, so I'd like to end this presentation and come to our final presentation this afternoon. So the last presentation is, I think, always special. I'd like to introduce Professor Furuhashi Hirofumi. Actually, Professor Furuhashi has two titles or roles. The first is he's a professor at Kyushu University. Our university has academic research and industrial collaboration management office. So he's a professor over there. And also he's COO and director of a private company established by our university called Kyushu University Open Innovation Platform Company Limited. So he also worked over there as the director of science-driven team. So Professor Furuhashi, are you ready to give his presentation?
Yeah. I'd like to express, first of all, I'd like to express my sincere appreciation for the valuable opportunity to present at such a wonderful gathering. So, as Sensei kindly introduced, my name is Hiro Furuhashi, and I am a faculty member at Kyushu University, responsible for intellectual property management and startup creation. At the same time, I also serve as the COO of a fully owned subsidiary of our Kyushu University called OIP. So today I would like to introduce our overview of our industry academic co-creation activity. So Kyushu University's current vision is, as Sensei mentioned, to be a university that drives social change with integrative knowledge. So the demand for industry academia co-creation is now increasing, and to further enhance such activity, we established the Open Innovation Platform, commonly known as OIP Corporation, a fully owned subsidiary of Kyushu University. However, what we value in our OIP is whether our activities contribute to continuous improvement of education and research in the university, ensuring the sustainability of the innovation ecosystem. This is the foundation for our decision in expanding our initiatives. So the goal of OIP is to bridge integrative knowledge and societal needs by activities such as marketing, research, results for commercialization, exploring future societal challenges, proposing solutions through backcasting, and forming collaborative projects with industry. So our achievements in organizational collaboration, university startups, and patent licensing have been steadily growing, but the number of startups includes not only those based on university research outcomes, but also startups initiated by students, for example, to address social issues. So therefore, the number of universities technology-based startups will be mentioned separately later. From 2020 to 2023, the total patent licensing revenue exceeded 1.2 billion yen, which is over 10.7 million Singapore dollars, I think. I'm not sure it's correct or not. So, however, our efforts to explore the ideal societal state and propose solutions using integrative knowledge are still in their early stages. Here is a summary of the university's intellectual property related activities. Invention disclosures in our universities are approximately 200 to 300 annually. Patent licensing revenue has been increasing and reached 600 million yen, which is about 5.3 million Singapore dollars, ranking second among Japanese universities in 2022 fiscal year, and fifth in the 2021 fiscal year. And university startup creation.
we have established 89 startups in total, which are based on university's technology, university's intellectual properties, with about 5 new ones established each year. Then, here is the overview of our activities in collaborative research. The tables on the left shows ranking of Japanese universities in terms of the number of collaborative activities, collaborative research projects, and the amount of funding received from private companies here. So Kyushu University ranks 7th in the number of projects and 8th in funding received, with approximately 700 to 900 projects each year, and over 2.5 to 3 billion yen, which is about 27 million Singapore dollars in funding annually. So we are currently in the process of developing an innovation park near the university main campus here. Our OIP office also just relocated to this innovation park recently. Here we aim to centralize the network of scattered information, facilities, and human assets within the university. While online communication has become common during the pandemic, we aim to support industry academia co-creation here that fosters ideas that require face-to-face interaction and feasibility studies that prioritize experimentation. In addition to the existing industry academia co-creation support functions of OIP, we have recently equipped ourselves with 2 powerful new functions. The first one is the Evergreen Fund, which will support startup creation and provide funding for proof of concept. And the second one is establishment of a contract development corporation specialized in development to connect with companies. So what OIP aims to do through the 2 new functions is to step outside the university, accelerate social implementation, and make economic impacts, contributing to the sustainable improvement of university education and research, and forming R&D community surrounding the university, so that creating jobs for highly skilled human resources educated at our university. So from here, I'd like to take the remaining time to give a brief overview of our startup co-creation at Kyushu University. To our Kyushu University, we are actively promoting the enhancement of entrepreneurship education at the Robert Farm Entrepreneurship Center, QREC, as part of our startup creation efforts. Also, we are improving support system for startup creation, such as the operation of our university-owned GAP fund. Through this GAP fund, we have supported 48 projects in the past 6 years, I mean from 2017 to 2022, resulting in the establishment of 20 startups, with 6 of them raising more than $1 million in funding. Furthermore, we are enhancing the level of our organization for the management and utilization of intellectual property. And as I mentioned in the previous slide, ranking second among Japanese universities in terms of licensing revenue in the 2020 fiscal year. So our startup support system is primarily operated by OIP. OIP engages in continuous activities related to the identification of intellectual property and intellectual property strategy development and business development support. Additionally, to promote startup creation, the Innovation Challenge Fund, supported by newly established Startup Co-Creation Fund at Kyushu University, provides funding to obtain proof of concept, as mentioned in the previous slide. It also supports the matching and formation of startup management, talent, and teams, and offers acceleration and mentoring programs. Furthermore, we will further enhance our collaboration with Q-AOS and entrepreneurship education for prospective startup management talent. So your donation to the Startup Co-Creation Fund will help us accelerate groundbreaking innovation. So as mentioned in the previous slide, Kyushu University has created 89 startups based on its research outcomes. And here we have illustrated 14 of them. Actually, 4 of these companies have already gone public, which suggests that the success rate of startup based on university intellectual property is generally high, reflecting the high level of Kyushu University's intellectual property. So I'd now like to provide an overview of some of the companies we have highlighted here. However, since Professor Kusakabe Sensei has already introduced Kaiko, and also Kiri Sensei has covered RSG, so I believe no further introduction of them from my side is necessary. So, overview of some of our technology-based startups, except the companies. So, Picosera, here established in 2008, was a proprietary mesh Wi-Fi technology that is highly stable even in poor radio wave environments. By integrating this technology into wireless communication infrastructure, it not only creates more comfortable wireless environment, but also serves as a foundation for edge computing. Furthermore, its applications are expanding as a new wireless connectivity solution for mobilities and sensors. Picosera aims to revolutionize internet connectivity for both mobile and fixed communication, while simultaneously establishing a new information and communication infrastructure that also functions as a computing platform. The company is set to be listed on the Nasdaq market in January 2025 this year. So next one is QRAX. Probably many of them know about that. So established in 2015, has an exclusive license to the high-performance technology that takes OLED to the next level with higher efficiency, wider color gamuts, and longer lifetimes. Originally developed at Kyushu University, QRAX's mission is to create the future of OLED technology based on its innovative materials and advanced software technology. The company is developing an organic photonic ecosystem in the Kyushu region to realize the full potential of OLED display and lighting technologies. So the last one is JCCL, founded in 2020. It's trying to achieve a sustainable carbon neutral society with state-of-the-art carbon dioxide capture and resource recovery technologies that were developed at our university with support from New Energy and Industrial Technology Development Organization, NEDO, Japan's Science and Technology Agency, JST, and Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA. The JCCL holds IPRs and know-how related to the carbon dioxide recovery technology developed at our university. And they are engaged in the development of technologies, products, and businesses. So finally, I would like to briefly introduce the Startup Co-Creation Program that Kyushu University is implementing together with its partners in the Kyushu Okinawa region. Kyushu University is closely partnering with universities and local governments in the Kyushu Okinawa region of Japan. So pointed by red circle here is a map to form a platform for startup ecosystem called PARCS. PARCS consists of 18 universities, now getting bigger actually. So, and one venture capital and local governments in the region, and aims to support the creation of startups based on universities' technologies in the field of robotics, AI, IoT, materials, environment, food tech, medical and healthcare, and so on, which are all the results of the research and development by the universities. The operating core, Kyushu University and Kyushu Institute of Technology, takes the lead in establishing the platform for startup creation support and entrepreneurship education. PARC's vision is to build a startup ecosystem tailored to the characteristics of the region. We aim to collaborate, especially with the Asian region, for example, Singapore and Taiwan and so on, and create universities, tech-based startups that can thrive globally. So that's all from me. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you for your presentation, Professor Furuhashi. Any questions from the floor? No? Thank you. Okay, now we are ending this afternoon session. Now we would like to invite Mr. Ueda Shin, our representative from the alumni in Singapore, alumni called KYUDAI. And thank you.
So, hello everyone. So, my name is Shin Ueda. I'm a representative of Kyushu University alumni in Singapore, KYUDAI. So, first of all, thank you for coming today. So, I'm so happy to attend this wonderful event, and I'm so happy to see all of you here. So, as I approach the closing remarks, I'd like to briefly introduce myself and introduce our alumni in Singapore. So, I graduated the Faculty of Letters, the English Literature, Kyushu University in 2006. So, almost 20 years has passed since I graduated. So, I feel so time flies so fast. So maybe you can guess my age, so it's okay. So thanks to Kyushu University, I learned a lot and enhanced myself, and I had the opportunity to work overseas. So now I'm working for the Japanese oil trading company in Singapore. So actually, this is my second time working in Singapore in 10 years. So I feel that here, Singapore is my hometown, comparable to Fukuoka City, where Kyushu University is located. So next, I'd like to introduce our alumni in Singapore, KYUDAI. So KYUDAI has voluntarily has been operated for over 10 years, and we have the membership of around 40 people, and we regularly hold dinner and deepen our friendships. So last November, thanks to Kyushu University and thanks to everyone who supported us, we joined the official Kyushu University Alumni Association. So I'd like to express my gratitude to everyone who supported us. Then I think so. This year is the next start of our alumni, so we would like to enhance our activities in Singapore. Then let me talk about today's event, KYUDAI Now. So I think, I believe this event is very, very valuable for everyone to learn about researches in a wide range of fields. So we hope so this event will lead further expansion of research and collaboration. And we also hope this research and collaboration will expand or spread globally from Singapore. Then lastly, so once again, I'd like to thank everyone for coming today. And as alumni KYUDAI in Singapore, we would like to continue our activities to serve as a bridge between Singapore and Japan, as well as between industry, government, and academia. So, so after this, we have prepared the dinner. So please feel free to join it, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you expand your network. So lastly, so yeah, I look forward to seeing you again in Singapore, and let me say in Fukuoka Hakata dialect. シンガポールで待とうよ。ありがとう。Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ueda, for very special greetings. And yes, actually, Shogunkai helps a lot. Actually, we organized this event from last September. Almost we cost more than half a year to organize this symposium as well as a forum. So without the local people living in Singapore, we cannot organize anything, and they give us a lot of suggestions, advice, including this venue. So Ms. Oshima find this venue because we cannot imagine that we can have this beautiful. We did several series KYUDAI now by now, but I believe the Singapore KYUDAI now should be the most beautiful KYUDAI by now. Okay, and let's move to the level 18. Level 18. So as Mr. Ueda mentioned, we prepared some small foods and also drinks, and over there we have more 2 hours to have more frank conversations, and you can network with any professors or businessmen here. Yes, let's move to, and a little bit difficult to access because they need a card to access to the lounge. So our staff is just waiting outside. So please follow the staff's guidance, and if possible, please move as a group so we can use the elevator together and go up. All right? Thank you very much.